So the Knicks just opened up their season against the Celtics. And Jalen Brunson, I have a weird feeling he could be on the verge of having an MVP caliber season. Think about it. He's already a star. But with him, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and OG all teaming up on the Knicks, Brunson's game could reach another level. This is the perfect setup for him to dominate. First off, Karl Anthony Towns brings elite scoring and rebounding as a big man. Having someone like Towns means Brunson won't have to carry all the offensive weight. Towns can stretch the floor, which will open up lanes for Brunson to attack the rim or dish out those beautiful assists. Imagine the pick and roll with Brunson and Towns. Lethal. Brunson's decision making is already elite, but with a versatile big man like Towns, he's going to have so many more options. More options mean more assists, more scoring opportunities, and that's how you get into the MVP conversation. Then there's Mikal Bridges. Bridges is a defensive juggernaut who can lock down opponents while also providing great shooting and slashing on the offensive end. With him on the wing, Brunson can focus more on his offense, knowing Bridges has the perimeter locked down. Bridges is also a fantastic off-ball player, so expect Brunson to feed him on cuts and spot up opportunities. Defenders will have to pick their poison, guard Brunson one-on-one, or worry about Bridges knocking down open threes. That kind of dynamic is what takes a team to the next level. OG adds even more defensive firepower. With both OG and Bridges on the wings, the Knicks are going to be a defensive nightmare for opponents. OG has a crazy ability to hit corner threes, and slash to the basket will only help Brunson. Brunson's assist numbers could skyrocket with these two playing off him. And let's not forget, OG is an underrated playmaker. Having someone like him who can take some pressure off Brunson when needed, it'll allow Brunson to be even more effective late in games. What I love about this setup is the versatility. Brunson is already one of the craftiest guards in the league. He's got the footwork, the strength, and the basketball IQ. But now, with the right pieces around him, he doesn't have to do everything. And that's where the MVP case comes in. He's going to have more opportunities to shine because teams won't be able to focus on him alone. Imagine him consistently putting up 30 points, 7 assists, and grabbing a few rebounds while leading this squad deep into the playoff. Sounds like MVP material to me. When you got someone like Brunson running the show and he's surrounded by top tier talent like Towns, Bridges, and OG, it's hard not to get excited about what's coming. The chemistry will be off the charts, and Brunson's leadership will shine through. I'm already imagining some crazy highlights. Brunson driving, dishing out no-look passes to Towns for a slam, or Bridges hitting a clutch three after a smooth Brunson crossover. And with this core, the Knicks are not just a playoff team, they're a serious contender. Brunson's got the heart of a champion, and now he's got the squad to make a real MVP run. Don't be surprised if his name starts popping up in MVP talks as the season goes on. But if you're wondering why I truly think this is the first time in Brunson's career where we went into a season saying, okay, Jalen Brunson is unquestionably a superstar. Every season of his career, he's proved us wrong and does so much more than we expected from him. I mean, look at his rookie season. Drafted 33rd overall by the Dallas Mavericks in 2018, he came in as an underdog but quickly made his mark. Brunson wasn't just any second round pick. He was the 4th Villanova player drafted that year, showing he had a winning pedigree from the start. After signing a 4-year deal with 3 years guaranteed, Brunson began to prove that his value was much higher than where he was picked. Brunson's NBA debut came on October 17, 2018 against the Phoenix Suns. He put up 3 points, 1 rebound, and an assist. Slow start, but it was clear from the beginning that he had so much more in store. Just a few games later, when Dennis Smith Jr. got injured, Brunson stepped into the starting lineup. On October 26th against the Toronto Raptors, he scored 8 points, dished out 4 assists, and grabbed 3 boards. That's when I started to see the potential. By November 8th, Brunson was starting to find his groove, dropping 11 points against the Utah Jazz. Then, in December, his scoring really started to heat up. He posted 14 points against the Houston Rockets on December 8th, and then followed it up with a 17-point performance against the Orlando Magic just 2 days later. Those back-to-back games showed he could be a consistent scorer, and his role on the team was growing fast. One of the coolest moments for Brunson came on January 5th when he was honored by the Philadelphia Sports Writers Association as the Amateur Athlete of the Year. That night, with the Mavericks backcourt shorthanded, Brunson stepped up once again, posting 13 points, a career-high 11 rebounds, and 8 assists against the Philadelphia 76ers. It was his first double-double, and I could tell he was starting to turn heads around the league. In February, Brunson's numbers kept improving. On the 22nd, filling in for Luka Doncic, he put up a then career-high 22 points against the Denver Nuggets. I knew this guy was special, but when he dropped 34 points on March 12th against the San Antonio Spurs, it was clear Brunson was more than just a role player. He had star potential. He added 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal in that game. His ability to score in bunches and still facilitate the offense, that's what makes him so dangerous. And let's not forget about his playmaking. On April 7th, Brunson recorded 12 points and a career-high 10 assists against the Memphis Grizzlies for his second career double-double. It wasn't just about his scoring. He was a true floor general, making the players around him better every single night. Brunson's journey from a second-round pick to a legit NBA player is nothing short of inspiring. And the next season, he only picked things up even further. When I was researching his second season, they said the best-case scenario for Jalen Brunson would be a 6'3" JJ Barea. Sure, Barea was solid, but Brunson has proven time and time again that he's on another level. Just look at what happened on December 16th, 2019. With Luka Doncic out of the lineup, the Mavericks faced the Milwaukee Bucks, who were riding an 18-game win streak. Everyone thought Dallas didn't stand a chance, but Brunson stepped up and completely shifted the game. That night, he posted 13 points and a career-high 11 assists, notching his first double-double of the season. It wasn't just about the numbers, though. The way he controlled the game, orchestrating the offense, was incredible. His decision-making under pressure was way beyond what anyone expected from him at that point. The Mavericks snapped the Bucks' huge win streak, and Brunson was a huge reason why. Now let's talk about Brunson's efficiency. He's not just putting up points, he's doing it efficiently, shooting 46.6% from the field as a guard. That's impressive. It shows that he's not forcing shots. He's playing within the flow of the game, and he's incredibly smart with his shot selection. Brunson's ability to balance scoring and playmaking makes him such a dangerous player. You never know whether he's going to pull up for a mid-range jumper or set up a teammate for an easy bucket. Unfortunately, the 2019-2020 season hit a bit of a roadblock for him when he suffered a labrum injury in his right shoulder. He had to undergo surgery in March 2020, and that's never an easy thing to come back, but if there's one thing we've learned about Brunson, it's that he's resilient. The injury was a setback, but it didn't stop him from growing into the player he is today. At the time, people were saying Brunson's best case scenario was to be like Barea. Honestly, that was a huge underestimation of his potential. Barea was great in his role, but Brunson's ceiling is much higher. He's proven that he can step up in big moments, lead a team, and impact the game in multiple ways. Whether he's scoring, dishing out assists, or playing tough defense, Brunson's got everything you want in a lead guard. His minutes per game during that season were just 17.9, but even in limited minutes, he was efficient and effective. It's clear that with more opportunities and more time on the court, Brunson can be even better. He's got the skill set, the basketball IQ, and the drive to keep elevating his game. And after seeing how he performed when Doncic was out, I've got no doubt that Brunson is going to continue proving everyone wrong who underestimated him. In his third season, that's where he became legit. Coming off an injury that cut his previous season short, Brunson bounced back better than ever. He wasn't just any backup point guard this year, he became their go-to sixth man. Brunson led the second unit alongside Tim Hardaway Jr., and his stats exploded. He improved in almost every major category: minutes, points, rebounds, and technically assists. One of the biggest parts of his game that stood out was his ability to finish at the rim. Brunson might be undersized, but he knows how to change speeds, keeping defenders off balance while driving to the hoop. He's also strong for his size, using his body to shield defenders and finish through contact. He shot an impressive 80% inside of 3 feet, which is nearly an 18% improvement from last season. That kind of growth in finishing ability makes him lethal when driving to the basket. However, there's a flip side. While Brunson upped his scoring, his playmaking didn't take the same leap. His assist percentage actually dropped by 6% to 21.3%. That's something that sets him apart from being a true starting point guard in this league. He's more of a scoring guard in a point guard's body, which can make it harder for him to create plays for his teammates. That's an area he'll need to work on moving forward. Now, Brunson also made his first playoff appearance this season after missing last year's bubble due to injury. But going up against the Los Angeles Clippers, it was a tough task. Throughout his career, Brunson has struggled against the Clippers' lengthy defense, averaging just over 5 points per game against them. His playoff performance was no different. While he started strong with 15 points on 4 of 7 shooting in Game 1, his production dipped after that. He only hit double digits once more and ended the series with just 18 points across the final 4 games. It got to the point where Rick Carlisle had to sub him out for Trey Burke in certain situations. But let's not forget his best game of the season. When Luka Doncic was out, Brunson stepped up and had a few standout performances, like his 31-point, 5-rebound, 7-assist game against the Bulls. However, the game that really showed what he could be alongside Doncic came in an April win over the Utah Jazz. Brunson dropped 20 points on 8 of 15 shooting, including 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. He also added 4 rebounds and 3 3 assists. This was a game where Brunson looked completely in sync with the Mavericks offense. He was sharp off the dribble, knocked down catch and shoot threes, and even dished out some nice assists in traffic. It was the perfect glimpse of what his future could look like in Dallas. At least we thought. But the next season, his last with the Mavs, he broke out. Jalen Brunson's 2021-2022 season was something special. He went from a reliable sixth man to a full-time starter and put up career highs across the board. Point, rebound, assists, you name it, Brunson delivered. And when it came time for the playoffs, he didn't just show up, he balled out. On April 16, 2022, during Game 1 of the first round matchup against the Utah Jazz, Brunson dropped 24 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and dished out 5 assists. Sure, the Mavericks lost that game, 93-99, but Brunson was setting the tone for what was about to come. Game 2, that's when Brunson exploded. On April 18th, he lit up the scoreboard with a playoff career high of 41 points. And this wasn't just a scoring frenzy, he also snagged 8 rebounds and handed out 5 assists. The Mavericks pulled off a 110-104 win over the Jazz, and it was clear Brunson was on another level. Fast forward to May 15th, and the stakes were even higher. Game 7 against the top-seeded Phoenix Suns. The Mavericks were up for the challenge, and Brunson played a huge part in that. He scored 24 points, grabbed 6 rebounds, and helped the Mavs blow out the Suns 123-90. A Game 7 blowout over the 1 seed, that's the stuff of legends. Brunson helped secure Dallas a spot in the Western Conference Finals, and I was hyped. Then came Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. Brunson showed once again that he wasn't backing down from any challenge. He put up 31 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and added 5 assists in a 126-117 loss. Even though they didn't get the win, Brunson's performance was electric. This playoff run proved that Brunson isn't just a solid role player. He's capable of putting up superstar numbers when the team needs him most. But right after that, everything changed. Brunson joined the Knicks, and they let him control the team. His first season with the Knicks was special too. Jalen Brunson's journey to the New York Knicks has been incredible. And man, he's been putting on a show since signing that massive 4-year, $104 million contract. This guy is making every penny count. I couldn't be more excited to watch his rise in New York. After his father got hired as an assistant coach for the Knicks in June 2022, Brunson signed his deal in July. The Knicks even got into trouble for talking to him before the free agency window officially opened. Yeah, they wanted him that badly, and you can see why. He made his debut on October 19th, 2022 against the Memphis Grizzlies, scoring 15 points, dishing out 9 assists, and grabbing 6 rebounds in a tough overtime loss. Even though it wasn't the start they wanted, you could already tell Brunson was ready to make a splash in New York. Then, just a week later, on October 26th, he really showed what he's made of. Brunson put up 27 points, 13 assists, and 7 rebounds in an insane 134-131 overtime win against the Charlotte Hornets. That performance had me hyped. I knew right then and there that he was going to be a key piece for this team moving forward. Fast forward to January 2023, and Brunson was on fire. On January 4th, he dropped 38 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in a nail-biting 117-114 win over the San Antonio Spurs. A few days later, on January 9th, Brunson put up a career-high 44 points in a close 111-107 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. Even though they lost, he was unstoppable, and it was clear this guy was becoming the heart and soul of the Knicks. His incredible performances earned him the NBA Eastern Conference Player of the Week award for January 9th to the 15th. In that span, he averaged 34.8 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 5.0 assists, with 3 30-point games. The Knicks went 3-1 that week, and Brunson was a huge reason for that success. In late January, Brunson continued his hot streak by scoring 25 or more points in 8 straight games, the longest streak by a Knicks guard since Dick Barnett in 1965. This kind of consistency shows that Brunson isn't just about one big night here or there, he's the real deal. One of his standout games came on February 4th, when he put up 41 points on an insanely efficient 14 of 19 shooting, including 5 of 7 from 3 in a 134-128 overtime loss to the Los Angeles Clippers. Even though they didn't win, Brunson's ability to carry the team was undeniable. And let's not forget his jersey retirement at Villanova on February 8th, a true testament to his college success and the kind of player he's become. Then, just a few days later, on February 13th, Brunson went off again, scoring 40 points on 15 of 21 shooting in a dominating win over over the Brooklyn Nets. The man couldn't miss, but it didn't stop there. On March 1st, Brunson scored 39 points, with 30 of those coming in the first half as the Knicks crushed the Nets 142 to 118. His efficiency was ridiculous, going 15 of 18 from the field and 5 of 6 from 3. He was locked in. His incredible February earned him his first NBA Player of the Month award for the Eastern Conference. During that stretch, Brunson averaged 27.3 points and 6.0 assists, while shooting over 42% from 3 and nearly 53% overall. The Knicks went 9-2 in February and ended the month on a 6-game winning streak. Brunson was clearly leading the charge. Then, on March 31st, Brunson had a night Knicks fans won't forget anytime soon. He scored a career-high 48 points, with 33 of those coming in the first half, leading the Knicks to a 130 to 116 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. On top of that, he dished out 9 assists. It was one of those games where he simply couldn't be stopped. Brunson kept that energy rolling into the playoffs. In Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Miami Heat, he scored 32 points and handed out 11 assists, becoming only the third player in Knicks history to record at least 30 points and 10 assists in a playoff game, joining legends like Walt Frazier and Patrick Ewing. Even though the Knicks lost that game and eventually the series in 6 games, Brunson gave everything he had, tying his playoff career high with 41 points in the Game 6 loss. Jalen Brunson has quickly become one of the most important players on the Knicks roster. From his clutch performances to his ability to carry the team when they need him most, he's shown that he's worth every bit of that contract. And the next season, he officially became an NBA superstar. Jalen Brunson has been on fire lately, and his performances in the 2023-2024 NBA season are nothing short of jaw-dropping. Just look at how he's taken over games. On November 20th, he earned his second NBA Player of the Week award as the Knicks went 3-1, averaging an impressive 28.5 points and 6.5 assists. Back-to-back 32-point games? That's just classic Brunson. But it didn't stop there. On November 30th, he dropped a monster 42 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists in a win against the Pistons, tying the Knicks record for the most 40-point games by a point guard. That's legendary stuff. And then December hit, and Brunson took things to another level. On December 15th, he exploded for a career-high 50 points, shooting a ridiculous 9 for 9 from beyond the arc. That's insane. And he wasn't just scoring. He added 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. Talk about a complete performance. Brunson didn't just win the game for the Knicks. He made history. His perfect 3-point shooting performance tied an NBA record and was the first 50-point performance without a missed 3-pointer with at least 8 attempts. It snapped the Knicks' 13-game losing streak against Kevin Durant-led teams too. What a way to break a curse, right? Brunson went unconscious in the second half, going 12 for 12 from the field and 8 for 8 on threes. No one has ever done that in an NBA half before. He even scored 35 points in that second half alone, making him the first player to score over 30 points in a half without missing a shot, with at least 10 field goal attempts and 5 threes. Unbelievable. And it wasn't just about scoring. His 50-point, 5 rebound, 5 assist, 5 steal game put him in elite company. Players like Michael Jordan and Anthony Davis have pulled off similar feats. Fast forward to the new year, and Brunson was still cooking. On January 1st, in OG's debut, he dished out a career-high 14 assists, and 2 days later, he followed it up with 13 more dimes. It was his first pair of back-to-back double-digit assist games that season. He was rewarded with another Player of the Week award for leading the Knicks to a perfect 4-0 record. Later that month, he went on a tear, scoring 30 points in 5 straight games. His January was something special, posting the second highest single-month plus-minus in NBA history with 256, only behind Scottie Pippen's 272 from November 1996. That's some rare air. By February 1st, Brunson was officially named a reserve for the 2024 NBA All-Star Game, the first of his career. And in March, he kept the fireworks going. He dropped 45 points on the Trailblazers, then followed that up with 42 against the Kings, scoring 40-plus points in back-to-back games. That's something only Knicks legends like Patrick Ewing, Bernard King, and Carmelo Anthony have done. He earned another Player of the Week award after averaging 35.7 points in a 3-week for the Knicks. On March 29th, Brunson reached new heights by scoring a career-high 61 points in an overtime thriller against the Spurs. He was just 1 point shy of tying Carmelo Anthony's franchise record. That performance was enough to secure him the Player of the Month award for March after averaging 28.8 points and 5.8 assists during the month. April came around and Brunson continued to dominate. He scored 43 points against the Bucks, followed by 45 against the Bulls. And in the season finale, he posted 40 points against the Bulls, tying him with Ewing for the second most 40-point games in a season by a Knick with 11. Brunson finished the season with 7 consecutive 30-point games, tying Richie Goran's 1961 record for the most 30-point games in a single season by a Knick. Talk about ending the season with a bang. In the playoffs, Brunson didn't slow down one bit. In Game 4 of the first round against the 76ers, he dropped a playoff career-high 47 points in a huge 97-92 win, setting a Knicks single-game playoff record in the process. King had the previous record with 46 points. Brunson also dished out 10 assists in that game, becoming the first Knick to post a 40-point double-double in the playoff. And he wasn't done. He put together 3 straight 35-point, 10-assist games in that series, becoming only the second player in NBA history to do so, joining the legendary Oscar Robertson. By the time he wrapped up that series, he had posted 3 consecutive 40-point playoff games, something no one had done since Michael Jordan in 1989. Brunson kept things rolling in the second round against the Pacers, scoring 43 points in Game 1. That made him the 4th player in NBA history to score 40 or more points in 4 consecutive playoff games, joining legends like Jordan. Oh, and he did it with at least 5 assists in each game, something no one had ever done before. Brunson even set a Knicks playoff record for points in a half with 28 during Game 5. Unfortunately, the Knicks playoff run ended in Game 7, and Brunson fractured his left hand. Despite the injury, what a run. On August 6, 2024, the Knicks recognized everything Brunson had brought to the team by naming him the 36th captain in franchise history. It's well-deserved. Brunson's heart, leadership, and incredible performances have cemented his place in Knicks history forever. Now going into next season, things look a lot different. For starters, Brunson is teaming up with Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns together on the Knicks? That's huge. Think about it. Brunson has already proven himself as a true leader on the floor. His basketball IQ, smooth scoring, and playmaking abilities have made him one of the most exciting players in New York. But now, bringing in a dominant big man like Towns, that takes the Knicks to another level. Towns isn't just your typical center. This guy can score from anywhere. He's got the range to knock down threes, dominate inside the paint, and make tough mid-range shots look easy. Defenses won't know what to do. They'll have to respect Brunson's ability to attack the rim and find open teammates. But now, they'll also have to worry about Towns stretching the floor or bullying them in the post. The pick and roll between these two, I can already see it being a nightmare for opponents. Brunson has that quickness and court vision that forces defenses to collapse, and once they do, he'll have Towns either cutting to the basket or popping out for a jump that's almost impossible to defend. And if defenders try to double team one of them, the other is going to make them pay. Brunson's been known for his clutch play, and Towns is the kind of versatile big man that can complement that in so many ways. And defensively, Towns brings size and shot blocking presence the Knicks need. He's a force on the boards too, and paired with someone like Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks front court would be a nightmare for any team trying to score inside. Imagine Towns cleaning up rebound and immediately looking to outlet to Brunson for a fast break. That's going to lead to so many easy buckets for the Knicks. But it's not just about their individual talents. It's how well their games fit together. Brunson loves to push the tempo and create opportunities for his teammates, and Towns thrives in transition. That chemistry is going to form fast, and once they click, the Knicks could become one of the most dynamic offenses in the league. In the East, where teams like Milwaukee and Boston have been powerhouses, adding a duo like Brunson and Towns could really shake things up. They'd be a team no one wants to face in the playoffs. With Brunson's leadership and Towns' all-around game, the Knicks are poised to make some serious noise. But it isn't just Towns. What about Brunson teaming up with Mikal Bridges? This could be game-changing. Brunson has already proven he's a leader and a clutch player, but pairing him with Bridges adds a whole new dimension to the team. I mean, just think about Brunson's ability to control the tempo of a game. He's got that smooth mid-range jumper, great court vision, and he's always making the right play. Now throw in Bridges' elite defense and his ability to knock down shots, and you've got a deadly combination. Brunson and Bridges have a special connection. They were teammates back at Villanova, and that chemistry can't be ignored. It's one thing to put two great players on the same team, team, but when they already know how to play off each other, that's next level synergy. Brunson will be able to find Bridges in all the right spots, and Bridges will give Brunson more freedom on the floor with his defense and ability to space the floor. Speaking of defense, Mikal Bridges is a nightmare for opposing offenses. He's one of the best wing defenders in the league, always locking down the opponent's best player. You know what this means for the Knicks, right? They'll have a perimeter defender who can make life miserable for anyone. Add that to Brunson's leadership and ability to score, and suddenly the Knicks have a backcourt that can hang with the best in the league. Let's not forget, Bridges isn't just a defensive stopper. He's developed into a reliable scorer too. Over the last couple of seasons, his three-point shot has been deadly. He's great in transition and can take advantage of mismatches, so whether it's cutting to the basket or spotting up from deep, Bridges gives the Knicks a lot more offensive firepower. With Brunson setting him up, Bridges could easily have a breakout season in New York. But here's the real kick. The two of them together will make the Knicks a more balanced team. Think about how much Brunson has to shoulder right now. He's been carrying the load offensively, and teams have started to double him more often. Having Bridges on the wing takes so much pressure off Brunson. Defenses won't be able to just focus on one guy anymore. If they double Brunson, Bridges will make them pay from deep. If they leave Brunson in single coverage, we all know he can cook defenders one-on-one. This is exactly the kind of move that can elevate the Knicks to another level. With Brunson and Bridges as the foundation, the Knicks will have one of the most exciting and versatile duos in the league. It's the perfect blend of offense and defense, leadership and chemistry. They've both been successful on their own, but together, this could be something special. I'm pumped to see how they work together and how much of an impact they'll have in New York. And then we have OG as well. Jalen Brunson is already a star for the Knicks, but in his second season playing alongside OG, he's going to reach a whole new level. Brunson showed us last year just how good he can be, but adding OG to the mix full time, it's going to be big. First off, Brunson and OG complement each other perfectly. Brunson is an elite playmaker, and his ability to break down defenses with his quickness and decision making is top tier. We saw how he can control the offense, making smart passes and hitting tough shots. Now, with OG on the wing, Brunson's job just got easier. OG is one of the best 3-and-D players in the league, and his ability to knock down open shots means defenders can't collapse on Brunson as much. It's going to give Brunson more space to operate, and when he's got space, he's dangerous. OG also adds a different level of defensive intensity. We all know Brunson is a gritty player, but he's not known for his defense. That's where OG comes in. OG is a lockdown defender who can guard multiple positions, and he's always creating havoc on the perimeter. Having a guy like that next to Brunson means the Knicks are going to be even better defensively. They'll force more turnovers, leading to more fast breaks, which is where Brunson thrived. I mean, can you imagine Brunson leading the charge in transition with OG running the lane? That's going to be tough for any defense to stop. Plus, OG isn't just a defender. He's improved his offensive game each year. He's now a real threat to score from anywhere on the floor. If defenders focus too much on Brunson, OG is going to make them pay. Whether it's spotting up for threes, cutting to the basket, or posting up smaller defenders, OG can do it all. And with Brunson's ability to create plays, he's going to set OG up in some great spots. This dynamic between Brunson and OG also opens things up for the rest of the team. Towns and Bridges will get more open looks, and the floor spacing is going to be much better. That's a recipe for success, especially in the tough Eastern Conference. Teams will have to pick their poison. Do they double Brunson and leave OG or Towns open? Or do they focus on OG's hot shooting and let Brunson slice through the paint? It's going to cause headaches for opposing coaches. Brunson is a leader, and adding a player like OG with championship pedigree will only elevate his game even further. He's already shown that he can take over games, and with OG on the team, I think we're going to see Brunson at his absolute best. This duo could be the key to the Knicks making a serious playoff run. I'm excited to see how this partnership develops, and honestly, I think Brunson and OG together could turn the Knicks into a real contender in the East. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm really excited for the season. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. I'm going to be pushing out NBA content every day. Thanks for watching.